Okay, so as you can tell, we have caught a huge rain and our little pond slash lake is now full, which means it's perfect timing also because now it is summertime. It is the perfect time for water activities out on here. So that's what we're doing today. We are gonna build something crazy to take out on the water. So let me go show you. So I wanna turn one of our vehicles into a boat. Couch car was one of my first thoughts because it's been fun, but there's not really a lot we could do. But it would be really cool to be out on the water, sitting on a couch. So maybe that's coming soon, but I kind of came up with a new idea. I thought, you know what about our huge red monster truck? We don't use that really that much anymore for other things. So my first thought was, we have a bunch of these little inflatable boats like this. Well, this one is deflated, and that's part of the reason I came off of those is because we're gonna be doing a lot of driving around. And what's gonna happen is, are those little, inflatable boats, are they gonna deflate and cause a bunch of issues? So then I came to my next idea is, what if we use big metal drums? I think they actually hold probably more weight on water and we can weld on them. So I think the route is we're gonna go with big metal drums on our monster truck and we turn it into a boat. At least we're gonna try. One thing I do like about the monster truck is there's no weight up front. All the weight is in the back. So I have a little example here, is we can weld on one like this right here towards the back, because the main thing about this is we need to keep this out of the water. So we have about 1.5 feet to play with. So I'm thinking one there, one here, one on the other side. That should be enough to keep this thing afloat. Obviously we're gonna be dry. If we're wet, we're in trouble because that means the engine is completely underwater. So I'm hoping 3 of these will be good enough. The front weighs, I mean, look, I'm not kidding. It's very light. I'm very strong, don't worry, but it's not very heavy. All the weight is back here. So 3 on the back, hopefully it's good enough. Let's find a way to weld that on. So we've got to be very careful when welding on these because they're very, very, very thin. So it's going to take a little bit, but here is a little example. I'm going to have angle iron on the back of this one, welding on that side, and then welding to the barrel on this side. That one's going to be pretty simple. It's going to hold it just like so. That's probably going to be our main floater right there. That thing's gonna be good. The side one's gonna be a little more difficult. I'll get a barrel here in a second and line it up and find the best way to get it there. I could, if we really wanted to, we could chop some of this and make it to where a barrel fits under here. The problem with that though is that this thing is very tall and obviously a lot of the weight's gonna be up top and it's gonna make it kind of wanna do stuff like this. So I think having one on the outside here, one on the outside there is gonna help prevent it from wanting to flip into the water, and it's gonna help with keeping everything afloat. So finish welding that one, lay another one down, and find the best way to attach it. Okay, so obviously this has never been done before. There's gonna be a little learning on the go. I'm not sure if anyone has ever welded metal drums to a kid's monster truck that is all homemade. Probably never been done before, so we're learning as we go, and I'll show you. So I had originally thought this would be enough to hold it, but I kind of forgot that this is really thin. So that trying to just hold it by itself caused a lot of torque. When I tried to lift up on the barrel, it kind of wanted to flip-flop. So I decided, you know what? This lip is actually really strong. So let's weld on that a bracket from that to that. Obviously we did the same on the other side, from this to this, and that gives it so much more support. It's sitting there, it had that on there originally. We've taken that from the bottom. So now it's just sitting there nice and good, and it has a little gap. So we can also drive it straight into the water, because that's what I want to do. I want to be able to drive this thing, and then when we approach the pond or lake or deep river, whatever, then we could drive off into that too. And hopefully these are close up to the ground where they keep it out of the water, but allow it not to go too far down into the water. Also, I think we're gonna have to add something to the tires to give it some sort of like propeller-like thrust through the water, because I don't think the little treads are gonna be enough. So we'll get to that when we get there. Let's find a way to get the other barrels on the side. Also gonna be probably a little tricky. Okay, so on the side ones, I originally was gonna go this direction with the barrel, but I'm gonna kind of take the same approach as we did on this one. It's just so much better to weld using this lip. So I figured we'll put the lip up against the bracket of the monster truck, so we have a few strong points to weld. That'll give us a nice base. After we've done that, whenever this goes into the water, if we only have welding on that side, I think that this end is gonna want to kind of, butterfly up. So what we'll need to do is find a way to maybe weld onto this lip off of somewhere to help keep this down. and stabilize it when we're driving too, right? So it's kind of works both ways, just to help the outside stabilize. But the bulk of our weld, I think we get on the lips on the inside here. So let's weld this up, find a way to bracket this, and see how it looks. Hopefully it looks okay. By welding that way also, it really should help the stabilization on this thing. It's a minor concern. Engine 1, us falling out 2. Well, I kind of want to make a new engine on this anyways to make it stronger. So if we end up losing the engine, I won't be super upset. We'll still have the monster truck and we're going to put on like a cool motorcycle engine or something like that. But I want to see if we can get this going, so I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So let's get that one welded on. If it works, we'll do the same to the other side. I'll check back in with you here in a second. So this is with nothing under it. We actually got some pretty good welds on the lip over here. And we made a little bracket to weld onto that. And I mean, it wiggles, right? But it is pretty stable. Like I'm lifting on that thing and it's not going anywhere. So instead of wasting metal, because I hate wasting metal. Look, I'm not even kidding y'all. Everything we use, like obviously this is a good little piece of strap metal. That's a decent little piece of angle iron, but it's all scraps that have been cut and used after we've built things. I love to just use scrap metal and make it work. Same with this. It's just a little piece that I cut off. We welded on there. Same down there. So I don't want to use a big old long piece unless we absolutely have to. So I'm gonna let it ride like this. I actually think it's gonna be fine. Let's do this to the other side, and then honestly, we're good to go. Well, a few other things. I got a few little surprises, but let's get the other barrel on and see how it looks. All right, we have this thing fully welded up. Barrels are secure. Everything seems to be pretty good. That one's nice and sturdy. Let's check out this one. It's pretty sturdy. And then this is the one we just finished up. We did it the exact same as the other one. So yeah, should be sturdy enough. I looked these up. I probably should have done this beforehand, but fully submerged, they hold a little over 400 pounds for one. So you have to assume we only pretty much want these what? About a little over half. So let's just go with half, right? So it's 2, 4, 6, 600 pounds. With one of us in there and this included, it's not even close to 600 pounds. So we should be safe to let it float. But we're not leaving these black. There's no way. That looks so ugly. We got to paint these nice, pretty, shiny gold. So let's get over there and let's paint these gold. Well, there she is. Look at her, all painted up and ready to rock. All right, we got it fully painted, fully welded. It drives, nothing drags, but does it float? We'll have to find out on Hudson's playground. We send it into our lake and hopefully it floats and we have fun with it. Or it sinks to the bottom and then we have to recover it. So check that out very soon on Hudson's playground. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll build something else soon.